While digging through my closet, I stumbled upon an old friend, my 3DS. Nintendo recently ended production on these systems, which feels like the end of an era. My 3DS has done so much for me, and it's sad to see it quietly forgotten as the Nintendo Switch takes the throne of handheld games. The 3DS helped me connect with friends in Animal Crossing, explore new worlds in Pokemon, and even save my life. No, I'm not talking about something cheesy where it's like, gaming saved my life because it brought light to me in a dark time. No, I am literally saying that my 3DS saved me from a man trying to kill me. Let's talk about it! So for those of you who were in a coma for the majority of the 2010s, let me catch you up on a little app called Streetpass. The idea is you carry around your 3DS wherever you go, and if you walk by someone else with a 3DS, bada bing, bada boom, this little light goes green, and bam, you just did a Streetpass. You share your meat, a little catchphrase, and whatever game you're playing. So sorry kiddo, now all of China knows you're playing Hello Kitty Travel Adventures. You can also use the Miis you get from Streetpass for minigames like solving puzzles or an RPG, but this isn't really relevant to how this game saved my life, but it's still really cool. Okay, so there are 3 people in this story. There's Eugene, there's Kayla, and there's Indy. I'm Indy. That one's me. Kayla was my college girlfriend, and Eugene was a friend of hers from
the internet.
You know how you're not supposed to give out your name and address online? Folks like Eugene are exactly why. One night, I'm hanging out with Kayla on her favorite online game. We get a request to have another person join our party. This party crasher being Eugene. Kayla introduces us, and before you could say stranger danger, this man is sliding into my DMs.
So you're her lover, huh?
A weird way to put it, but yeah, yes.
You should know I was here first, and I'm in love with your girlfriend, so you better treat her right.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm in love with your girlfriend, and I deserve a piece of her too.
Excuse me, what? My first interaction with this guy was him telling me that he was in love with my girlfriend. That's certainly a strong first impression. And that first impression was creep. And creep he was. After that interaction, Kayla told me during the previous year, this guy asked for her address to send her a Christmas present. Now, a public service announcement here. If someone you don't know very well asks you to do this, just say no. Kayla didn't do that. She gave him her address, and he gave her the best present of all. His presents. This man showed up to her college dorm out of nowhere. During that time, he pulled some stunts unfit for a Christian Minecraft server and got himself kicked to the curb.
But we stayed friends!
Why? Based on my experiences and Kayla's history with Eugene, I knew he was obsessed with her, and that was scary. Thankfully, when me and Kayla split, I figured that I'd never have to hear from him again. I was wrong. Hello? Oh, hey Kayla, it's been a while.
Indy, Eugene just called me. He said he's on his way to Indiana to kill you.
Okay, well, thanks. I thought it was just like a weird, cruel joke at first, but then I started getting a lot of harassment online via Twitter, email, and anywhere he could reach me. It came from dozens of separate accounts, all from Eugene. It started off annoying, but his persistence began to become alarming. After my first day of class, I hopped onto the couch and broke out my trusty 3DS for some Animal Crossing before I left for dinner. Then ding! That green light flashed. I decided to see who I'd passed on my 3DS, and to my surprise, I saw a me that looked similar to Eugene. And surprise turned to shock as this big-headed character said, "I'm Eugene Dragon, I've been playing Fire Emblem." I was horrified to know that I'd been within 30 feet of a Fire Emblem fan. And even more scared to realize I'd been within 30 feet of a deranged Fire Emblem fan that had spent the last month obsessing over killing me. I peered out the window of my second-story dorm, and there he was, a greasy-looking man patrolling the building. Kayla was right. Eugene had traveled hundreds of miles across state lines to end my life. My nonchalance over the situation turned to panic. He really made a cross-country trip to kill me, and if my 3DS hadn't alerted me he was right outside, I would have fallen right for his trap. My call to campus police was an interesting one.
Hello, campus police?
Yeah, hey, There's a man who's been sending me death threats for weeks standing outside my dorm. How do you know this person? Well, are you familiar with the Nintendo 3DS app Streetpass? I spent the night with the doors locked and out of sight from any windows. I didn't want to check to see if he was still there, because him knowing the building I was in was bad enough. But if he saw me through my window and figured out what my room was, it was game over. I did not get even a wink of sleep that night. Morning came and there was pounding at the door. I panicked. Had he found me? I peered through my door's peephole. Campus police. I let them in and I discussed the situation with them. They found Eugene pacing the dorms, asking people if they knew me or where to find me, even asking the police about my whereabouts. That man is crazy, and he's obsessed with you. It turned out Eugene was convinced this was a Scott Pilgrim sort of situation. If he murdered Kayla's evil ex, he could win her heart. If my 3DS hadn't told me he was right outside my door, I might not be here today. There's so much more to the story left to tell, including how he got booked, attacked an officer, street-passed me again, and tried bribing my friends to get me to drop the charges. So let me know if you want to hear about part 2 in the comments, and subscribe so that you don't miss that video when it drops. If you want to hang out with me in the community a little bit more, I stream on Twitch on twitch.tv/indiealpaca on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And also, a big shout out to my friends on Patreon. I'm talking Infinity Fire, Cypher A, Hinde, Sleepless. Thank you so much. Enjoy the stickers I'm sending. And to you watching the video, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you liked my video, and I'll see you next time. Later, gamers.